Beautiful night, huh? So, just first of all, appreciate the fans that turned out, a nice crowd, and during the scrimmage, just peeking up in the end zone a little bit. It's fun to watch kids running around. It reminded me of being at Maine, where we used to, the best action was in the end zone, like way behind the end zone. Kids playing touch football out there. But, just a nice occasion for people to come out, and we appreciate them coming to and joining us in Kinnick. Overall, I'm really happy with the way the team's been working. It hasn't been perfect, and I think we're making progress. Certainly have a lot of work to do right now in all areas, but the attitude's been good, and I think tonight was a little better workout than yesterday. Yesterday was not one to write home about, but the guys bounced back and they're working hard. So we're about midway now, 2 weeks through it, and a lot of work coming up this coming week.
Given what we saw tonight, is it safe to say now that Jake is the clear-cut number one QB?
Yeah, you can say that. We'll look at the tapes and talk a little bit tomorrow, next couple of days, but we'll probably make some decisions this week.
Mm-hmm. Does he appear to be in that position he was with your ones pretty much exclusively?
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job, and no real complaints there. He's still a young guy, but he's done a nice job, and I don't think anybody's displeased with the other two guys either. They're doing a good job as well. So, we'll just see what it looks like this week, but I think the guys are moving forward.
What is it about him that makes him the likely candidate to be the starting quarterback for you?
I said a while back, he's more experienced, and that plays to his advantage. But all three players have improved. Both Jake, certainly, CJ, and Cody have all improved. And this week was another week of evaluation, and we'll probably go a couple more days.
What will Tavon and Powell?
It was good to see those guys make some plays, and both of them made some difficult plays. Powell's was a really tough one. It's probably the first time he's caught a ball and got whacked like that that we've seen him, and it was good to see him hang on to the ball and come up with it. And Devon, same thing, really nice play that he made. I think our receivers are coming on. We're not there yet, but they're improving with each day or two, and that's good to see.
That quarterback
going to play this year? Have you decided yet?
We haven't decided, but I think it looks like he's got a good shot. He's done a nice job. He's handled everything, and a couple of the other guys have been out, so it's opened the door, and he's stepped in there and really done a good job.
Talk about your defensive line, how they're developing, especially Elvis seems to look pretty good off the ball.
He is, and he's going against a good player in Sheriff, so they're going back and forth pretty good, and it's good competition. Dom's being a really good leader, which we need. And Louis doing the same thing. Louis was rusty when he got going. He missed the spring practice, but he's coming on. Carl's doing some good things, and Drew out the other side. So, but we're I think still planning on playing 6, 7, 8 guys.
What's Nate Meyer been showing you here? Because I know you got rotated in. He's one of the first guys to come in for you.
Yeah, we're he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's tough and hard-nosed. And in the spring, we settled him in at defensive end. He did a lot of things in the fall, and he's a tough, hard-nosed guy that might be able to play situationally for us and hopefully on special teams.
Has Powell gotten to that point where, even though he's only been here a few weeks, that you might be able to play him significant snaps as soon as the opener?
Well, we'll see. He's so far behind. That's the biggest challenge for him. In that, he literally got here the Thursday before we started. So, learning all that stuff. The good news is he's been healthy, which I was concerned about him coming in and staying healthy. He's been able to practice every day. He's got a great attitude. And he's learning pretty quickly, quicker than maybe we anticipated. So it's just a matter of how much he can learn next 2 weeks. But we hope he can help us.
Has the defense been consistently disrupted? Today they had the moments today.
Yeah, they have, and it goes back and forth a little bit.
Right.
Yesterday it was really heavy defense, so it goes back and forth a little bit. But they're doing some good things.
Looked like the secondary has really elevated its level of play. B.J. Lowry had a good game, a good day.
They're doing some good things. It's just our whole team right now is consistency. We'll last couple of days we'll do 3 or 4 really good plays offensively, and then have a penalty or a false start, a turnover. Just kind of it's a lead balloon when that happens. And then same thing defensively. You'd be playing, and then give up an easy play, and that's a challenge early season, really trying to iron those highs and lows out.
What's the update with Pelly dinged up?
The good news is right now the injuries we have are camp injuries, so everybody should be back pretty shortly. But it's the good news, and it was a little scary today when Simmons went down, but he's fine. So he came back in practice, and so it's all good.
safe to say that Sean Daniels going to play this year?
You know, based on what we've seen, he's done a really nice job, and he's had some opportunity because a couple guys were out. So you know, he had to move up the charts, and he seems to handle it pretty well. It's not like he doesn't look overwhelmed by things, and he's a good learner. So I could see him, you know, I could see him in there.
Is Barkley Hill falling behind then?
He's missed a lot of time. Yeah, his knee's fine, but he's missed time with other camp injuries. So, you know, it's just a matter of him getting back on the field. But, you know, when you're out, other guys are moving forward, so you just never know.
Wiseman get held back out a little tonight because he's
I mean,
and you know what he can do.
He and Bullock, you know, we've seen them be tackled, so there's no sense doing a lot with them. They're practicing well.
When you look at Wiseman and think where he's come since the opener against Northern Illinois last year when he was on special teams and got a couple of carries at fullback to where he is now, pretty remarkable. One of the good feel-good things about college football, isn't it?
It is, and for us, those are imperative. And you know, Bullock not far behind. I mean, you know, he was our starting running back and got a lot of yards in that game, but boy, you know, we went into it with some trepidation just based on what we had seen him do. So it's a credit to him. He really grew up, I thought, in the fall, and then both those guys. Mark's a great story. And I'd say the same about our linebackers. You know, there's 5 guys that have played a lot, but they really practiced well in the spring, and they're having, you know, 2 weeks. They've got 2 weeks under their belt where they're really practicing the way they need to, and they're showing leadership, and that's great to see. And I'll throw C.J. Fedorovich in there too. He's had a good 2 weeks, and he's improved, and that's what you're hoping for with every player. But you know, it doesn't always happen. So it's they're thinking right, and they're doing a nice job.
Kittle got a lot of action.
Yeah, we're intrigued with him. You know, and we'll keep pushing him, see what he does.
You guys had some explosive plays tonight. Has that been there consistently during
this spring? No, or this camp? No, no. Or spring? No. so that's a step forward, and we could use a few of those.
How big is it going to be for this offense? You have a traditional tailback and Bullock that you can throw it wide.
You know, it's always good. Although I'm not against having a big, strong running back either, but. You know, we could do that with Albert a little bit. He was flexible out there, and you know, you go back. Liddell's ball skills are pretty good. So, but it's just good to have some guys that have played back there. You know, with he and Mark, that's a positive.
How much is Damon working with wide receivers and running backs?
Paul?
Damon Bullock.
Bullock. Yeah. A little bit of each. Yeah, a little bit of each. We're mixing them around. Mark's in the backfield, but. You know, that's something we'll try to figure out in the next couple of weeks, you know, how much he can help us out there to supplement. But it gives us a little bit more flexibility.
At guard, are you set with one of the spots, or is it still 3 guys, or counting Buffelli?
Buffelli's really, you know, he had as good a spring as anybody in the spring, and he's had a good camp. So I think he'll be hard to beat out. He's really, to me, turned the corner and playing like we all hoped he would. And, you know, expect him to be back here midweek. But the other one's still, it's an open book right now. We might rotate a couple guys, we'll see. And really anybody that's not in that first four guys it's open game. So we'll see what happens.
What are the intangibles that Jake brings that can make him a leader on the field and have everybody following?
Yeah, the biggest thing, he's practiced with boys for the most part. You know, he's had some ups and downs, but he's practiced with boys, and you know, he's improving, and I think all 3 guys are improving, and that's what we were hoping to see. And especially them being young, inexperienced players, you know, you'd think they got more room for improvement, and I think all 3 have demonstrated that thus far in the preseason. So, yeah, 17 practices done, and you know, the thing might turn a little bit here in the next couple of days, but at some point I think we're probably, you know, we'll talk tomorrow, but I would think somewhere by the end of the week we'll try to, you know, number them 1, 2, 3.
When you mention poise.
Are you guys out of camp?
No, we're still in camp. Yeah, still in camp. Got another week. This is back to the 08 schedule where it's game week when game week is game week and school week.
When you mention that poise, is that something that maybe wasn't there or you didn't see as much of last year, like late last season, or is that something that is just
you know, we really couldn't evaluate him. You know, he's out there running plays in practice, but it's not as stressful. But in spring and in camp, you can create some situations that are, you know, puts them in a little bit of an uncomfortable position and taxes them, and so that's a good way to, you know, see where they're at. And I think, you know, we're seeing improvement. But again, all 3 guys I think are doing some things better than they were.
How much better has Bethard gotten since the spring?
He's gotten better. You know, and he threw some good balls tonight. So, you know, like I said, that's a good thing about guys that haven't played. They got a bigger window to improve, and whoever starts, I mean, the next guy's one play away from being ready. So that's kind of how we're looking at it. Like, we got to get 2 guys ready here. Yeah, and the good news is I think we're going to be okay. I think we have 3 guys that are capable.
Wiseman seems the prototypical football player. How much fun is it to coach a football player?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, he just he shows up every day with a great attitude. He works extremely hard. He's not a look at me guy, but he's you look at him because he draws attention because of what he does so positively, and he's a very humble guy. So it's really, it's a neat story, and he's a great young guy, and it's just he's a good student on top of it. So I mean, this guy's he's almost too good to be true. But those are neat. It's neat. It's fun to work with those guys.
Riley McMinn, is it just a camp injury then?
Yeah, he should be back a couple days here.
Is he kind of fallen off too, or is he pretty much in that?
I think he's missed 4 or 5 days, but no, he was doing better. Yeah. So he was the guy we were hoping to see improve and grow. And the hard part is you don't get these days back. And when especially with younger players, they need every practice they can get. But we'll get them caught up.
Jake showed that he can run the ball a little bit, and you guys worked a little bit of the design run with him. Is that something that you're looking to do into the season?
I think all 3 guys are capable. Yeah. I mean, none of them are RG3. Let's be clear about that. But not many guys are. But I think they're capable and they're nifty, and then it's just a matter of how much of that you want to integrate into what you do. But I could see it being a part of what we do.
At wide receiver, it seems like Shumpert and Cavante have kind of seemed to be in the first unit a lot or most of the time. Are they kind of solidified themselves or distanced themselves?
Yeah, I mentioned some other guys, but both of those guys have improved. Cavante's a better player now than in the spring, and Shump has had a really good camp. He's really come alive. So that's he's a senior, and that's great to see. But yeah, he's really come alive. He's always worked hard, but he's just having more success right now, and that's good.